Good day, guys. Today we're going to deal with factorization, mathematics grade 9. Okay, now let's say we have 3x plus 6 as our expression. Okay, now what you need to do is to take out what we call the highest common factor. Okay, so to take the highest common factor, you need to take out the common number between the two terms. So if you divide 3 by itself, you get a 1. If you divide 6 by 3, you get a 2. So both terms are divisible by 3. Okay, so you can divide both terms by 3. So you will say 3 into, if you divide 3x by 3, you're going to be left with 3 with x. Sorry, if you divide 6 by 3, you'll be left with 2. And that will be the solution to your equation. Okay, now let's say you have 15ab plus 3a. So let's say you have this equation. Okay, so remember your aim is to find what we call the highest common factor. So what is the highest common number between 3 and 15? So if you look at all multiples of 3, factors of 15, you'll realize that the highest common between 3 and 15 is 3. Okay, so between A, B, and A is obviously the common factor. So you factorize 3A into, if you divide 15AB by 3A, you're going to be left with 5B. Okay, then if you divide 3A with 3A, you're going to be left with 1. I hope you didn't guess 0. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, feel free to pause the video and attempt it on your own, and let's see if you are going to get it. Now let's say you have 4p to the exponent of 4 minus 8p. Can you try it? Please pause the video and try to solve it. Okay, now if you were to factorize that, you need to take out the highest common factor between the two terms, which will be 4p. Okay, so if you take out 4p here, 4 divided by 4, you will be left with 1 in numerical terms. Okay, p to the exponent of 4 divided by p, you will be left with p cubed. Now, negative 8 divided by 4, you'll be left with negative 2. P divided by P, it will be just 1. Okay, so now this will be the solution to the above equation. Okay, now let us say you have this kind of equation now. You have A into B plus C, okay, plus D into B plus C. Can you spot the difference? What you can check here, the brackets are the same, but the only difference is the outer term, which is A and D respectively. Okay, so what you need to do is to factor out the brackets. So if you factor out the brackets, you are factoring out A, B plus C as your common factor. You are allowed to do that. Okay, then what are you leaving behind? You are leaving behind A plus D. Get it? Okay, let me give you a similar equation so that you can grab the concept. Remember to pause the video, attempt it, and unpause it so that you can see how to solve it. Now, let's say you have M into A minus 2B. Okay, then you have positive M into A minus 2B. So what do you do in this case? You factorize the highest common factor. So the highest common factor in this case is A minus 2B. Okay, but now I'm sorry. This should be N, not M, because other than that, they'll just have to add them. Okay, so now you have N. So now the highest common factor between the two terms is your parenthesis, the brackets, which is A minus 2B. So when you factor out A minus 2B, what are you left with? Then you open your bracket. On the first term, you are left with M. On the second term, you are left with positive N because you have factored out that and that. Okay? Get it? Now, let me give you something that you are going to train with. So, suppose now you have x minus 1 all squared, okay, minus 3 into x minus 1. So now let's say you have this particular question, okay? So how do you think you are going to solve this? Okay, now to solve this, so what you need to do is to take out the common factor. Always when you factorize, guys, you need to take out the highest common factor. So what is the highest common factor between the two terms? It's x minus 1. Okay. So now taking out the highest common factor, you'll be left with our highest common factor is x minus 1. Taking it out, what are you left with? You open bracket. So you divide the first term, which is x minus 1 squared, by x minus 1. So you are going to be left with x minus 1. Now, if you divide the second term, this one, by x minus 1, what are you going to be left with? 3, which is negative 3. Okay, so you need to write that down 2. So we have negative 3 from the second term. So now you need to simplify your expression. So you have x minus 1 into x minus 4. Now this is the final answer. Okay, now let us move to the next set of questions. Now we can also assume that it is possible for you to move to find a term or terms that are not the same with a sign. So let's say you have x into x minus 3, okay, minus y into 3 minus x. Okay, now if you check this compared to the previous questions, the brackets are not exactly the same, and the difference between your brackets is a sign. Okay, so you need to rectify that before you can factorize. So what you need to do, you need to, the first term is correct, just leave it as it is. So it's x. There's a network lag. Okay, so yes, we have x into x minus 3. Okay, Now this is the first term as it is related B. Now we're going to change the sign here. So for you to change a negative to a positive, what do you need to do? If you multiply a negative sign with a negative sign, you are going to get positive. So how do you test that? You take -1, you multiply with -1, you're going to get a +1 on your calculator. Okay, that's how you check that if you multiply a negative value with another negative value, you are going to get a positive value. Okay, now let us move forward. We have positive y into, now